Hello, good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining today. We are talking about spirit animals today. Good reason because one has just popped into my life, so it's a good reminder. We've chatted about spirit animals before in the past, but it's been a while. So this is a good reminder of to kind of be aware and to kind of reconnect with them if you need to. But yeah, today's chat is spirit animals. I'm inside today because it's raining outside and it's cold, so it's too cold. So I'm inside. I like to be outside for my chats, but didn't work out this time, but that's okay. So hello, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Today we're talking about spirit animals. So come on in and let us know you're here. Please share this with others. I do appreciate that. And make sure that we are working okay. All right, looks like everything is all right. Okay, good. So, a spirit animal came to me that I've not had in a while, and I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. But and that's what prompted this conversation today. And it's interesting how they just appear in your life sometimes. So, hi Carol and Leslie and Mary. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. Hello. So certain cultures and traditions really think highly of spirit animals, and they use them in their common practices often. And they perceive them as spirit guides. And there's a lot of cultures that see animals as very sacred, so that kind of ties into it too. And animals' characteristics are very regarded as very positive, wonderful things. And somehow along the lines, I think some of us in our culture today in our society today, have kind of lost some of that tradition. But there are some cultures that still practice that, and I'm so grateful that they continue their practices with spirit animals. And I feel that a spirit animal is a spirit guide among our other spirit guides, like our angels and our crossed over loved ones and the ascended masters. There's a whole many realms of other unseen that are there to assist our day-to-day lives. And I think spirit animals are one in that grouping. And I feel that all of us have a spirit animal that's kind of attached to us throughout this lifetime. And I also feel that others come and go as we need them for various reasons. So, good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in for our chat today. Today we're talking about spirit animals. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. So, I learned about my spirit animal, my spirit animal that's attached to me several years ago through meditation. And it's a mountain lion, and I've talked about that before. And that spirit animal presented itself to me when I was on my spiritual guide, journey. When I was really going through a lot of self-confidence issues. And that has been a very ongoing a problem for me for many, many years, and I'm still struggling with it once in a while. So that mountain lion has always been with me ever since that he appeared, that he's there to tell me, you need to be confident in all you do, and it's a good reminder. So spirit animals can provide guidance, can provide protection, can provide direction, insight, awareness of something. Maybe it's just a little message that comes through. It's all kinds of things. So how do you know? This is the question that comes up a lot. How do you know what your spirit animal is? Like I said, I think everybody has a spirit animal, but I think others come and go as we need them. So how do you know what your spirit animal is? You can meditate on it. Ask the question during meditation, right before you go into meditation. What is my spirit animal? I would like to connect with it. Please present yourself and just let your mind be open to receiving whatever comes to you. And when you meditate with this, hold maybe some clear quartz that your mind, so your mind is very, very, very clear on the day-to-day chatter, and you feel that intense energy of the crystal, so your mind is not consumed with thoughts of the day. And just let your mind be free to receive whatever comes to you. Maybe you'll see a vision of an animal. Maybe you'll see have a feeling of an animal. Maybe you'll have a feeling of an animal nearby. Another way is, do you see animals in your dreams a lot? Do you see a common theme of a certain animal in your dream a lot? In your dreams a lot? That could be an indication of what your spirit animal is. Do you have a favorite animal? I know I've had favorite animals throughout my life, and they've kind of changed throughout my life too. Do you have a favorite animal? You don't know why you've always been attracted to this animal. Maybe that is an indication that that animal is your spirit animal. So do you also see an animal often in your day-to-day life? Pictures of it on TV, maybe on the internet, it just pops up often. Do you see an animal like that often? That could be an indication that that animal is your spirit animal too. So, hey Carol, oh wow, when you say you were messaging a friend, you say you saw a baby tiger on it, and looked at me just now thinking maybe it could be your spirit animal. Could be. It could be. Now, excuse me, sorry, my morning voice. Maybe there's an animal that just showed up out of the blue like that. That could be one that has a message for you. That could be one that's here to say, I've got a message for you. You need to pay attention to what's going on right now. Listen, be aware, things like that. So let's see here. Amanda has a village of cats in her dreams the other night, now that you mentioned it. So pay attention to these things, I say pay attention and be aware often, because there's so many things around us that are here to give us kind of clues to help us have an easier path. And animals are very good at that. Can you have more than one spirit animal? I believe so, Colleen. I believe we all have one attached to us for this lifetime, but I believe many more come and go as need be. So pay attention to your meditations, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to pictures and interactions with others in your day-to-day life, and see if something turns up, Cynthia, you've dreamed of huge dogs all the time. See, that could be an indication too. And Tricia, 4 cats could be an indication of a spirit animal with you. So I have my mountain lion with me all the time. But I've also had in the past bees, dragonflies. A wolf came nearby in the most unusual way recently when I was walking the dogs. I saw this ghost image of a wolf. And he wasn't frightening to me. He was just there for me to be aware of his presence. And then I went to go look up what the wolf meaning was, and it was like, okay, I need his energy. So he was providing that to me. So what else has come my way often? Hawks, eagles, horses have all come and gone in their own time. Most recently, I'll look at some of your other your questions here in just a second. But most recently, what prompted this conversation today is last week, I was interacting with somebody. I've known this person for a while, and she posted something that was very disturbing to me about an elephant. And I thought, I need to just step back from this conversation, because that's a warning to me, because I love elephants. So it was a warning to me. And the very next day, I opened, something came up on Facebook again, and there was another disturbing image of elephants, and it just like, okay, something is going on with elephants to me. And the very next day after that, I got an email in my email box about support the elephants. I was like, okay, what's going on? All right, elephants, what are you trying to tell me right now? Because this is so unusual. See, when you see kind of patterns like this, when they're just in front of your face. I mean, I didn't know exactly at the time, but the more and more it happened. And ever since that day, now I've seen a lot of positive images of elephants just flooding my internet, the TV. I don't watch much TV, but my God, they've been on the TV. My phone images keep popping up. The memories on my Facebook, there was 2 elephant pictures of baby elephants and the family elephants. And I was just like, wow, you're surrounding me right now I mean, I need them as much as they need me. And I feel like that their message is very, very strong now that I am connected to them at this moment in time, that I need to protect them, but at the same time, they're protecting me. And you need to think about the animals that you come across, that could be your spirit animals that come across to you in these odd ways, even just for a day. Look up the meaning of them. There's some good Google sites. The ones that usually are the top listed ones are very similar in how they describe the animal totem meaning. So Google, what is the spirit animal elephant? And read what it has to say. And read the first few articles that come up. There's a couple other things too. You can look at the cards if you have the cards. There's some booklets with the cards with spirit animal decks. There's some books with it. But really think about what are the normal characteristics of the animal that has come to you in whatever form it has come to you. What are the normal characteristics? So I think about elephant, and I was thinking about elephant is very, very strong, right? He's very strong. He's very community oriented, very protective of its family, its herd. They help each other. They don't leave each other behind. They help each other in sticky situations. And they all come together for the common good of their herd. But they also have a very soft side to them, a very compassionate side. So think about those things when you look up your spirit animal that's come to you and see if it is some kind of attribute that can help whatever you're going through. Maybe it's a message of, I need strength. They're here to support me, but I need to support them, a community support of unity. And I also need to know that, the balance of compassion and strength. And think about those kind of things when you think about your spirit animal. So let me see what other questions you have, and we'll continue this little chat. But like I said, he came out of the blue in some very unusual ways. And he presented himself very strongly, very promptly, not promptly, but there's so many of them, overwhelmingly such, I guess, that it was like, okay, this is something I need to pay attention to. It got my attention. So when you see something out of the blue, when you see something out of the ordinary, when you get so many indications of certain ones all at once, pay attention to what they're telling you. It can be a message from them to you, and you can use that spirit energy that they provide in your life, whatever you might need at that time. So let's see here. Melody, you've got spirit animal as a wolf. I love that. Renee, would ocean creatures be spirit animal? Yeah, I believe they are too. Sure, absolutely. I mean, I use the word animal, even though there's, insects, there's scientific terms for every kind of different type of creature. I encompass animal all in one just because it's easier. Sea creatures, earth creatures, air creatures, bugs, insects, whatever. All of it in one. So yes, I believe ocean creatures can be considered spirit animals. Yeah. Maura recently had a spirit bird come in. I cannot remember what it was, as my mind was drawing a blank. Literally saw the bird as you were driving. Wow. That reminds me of another time too, is there was an instance that I saw a bird, a very different bird on my block, flying in the neighborhood. And then it was in my backyard. And I've never seen this bird before, this type of bird before. And then all of a sudden, one of my friends posted a picture of this exact same bird, and I was like, what are the chances? Okay, it's getting my message, it's coming through, and I realized on her post it was a cardinal, a specific type of cardinal. And so I looked up that spirit animal, and it was like, okay, yes, he has a message for me, thank you. So that's what I mean. Really pay attention to the animals that you come across. In your day-to-day life, in your dream life, in your waking moments, all of it. So they can have some messages for you. One day I was driving down the street, and we have blackbirds, crows all over in the city. And one day at the end of my block, I can only get out one way. I only have one way to get out of my block. And at the end of my street, there were hundreds of blackbirds in the road, just blocking my way. So it stopped me in my path. And I felt like, I was just like in awe. I was like, wow, I've never seen that before. I've never experienced that before. I was like, wow, you guys are blocking me for a reason. I'm not meant to go at this very moment. Maybe there's something down the road that I need to not be involved in. Maybe I need to go a different direction when they finally let me through. Maybe, what's going on? So things that stand out. Really pay attention to things that stand out. It was very interesting, and that's only happened once. So, and when you get these very interesting moments with animals too, you don't forget them, because it's like, wow, very, very interesting. When the bees came, the bees were so prominent. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was early last year or the late fall the year before. It's been a while now, where an actual bee colony created a hive. Well, they didn't really create a hive, but they did their little huddle together. They protected the queen on the canopy of my swing outside. And the swing is where I sit often. And I found it so unusual that they found this spot to latch upon for a few days, and then they moved on. But it was just very, very, very unusual for them to do that. And I called a beekeeper, and they said it's very unusual for them to do that, because usually they will latch upon something solid, and this was like a canvas top. So again, I looked up the bee meaning, I connected to the bees. It was just one of those moments that was like, wow, very interesting and unusual. So, yeah. Carol, you were scared a bit to see such a thing, and I was a massage therapist and saw it in her chest. Wow, that's interesting. Now, it's very interesting that you said that when you were a massage therapist. When I do distance healings or in-person healings, I don't do in-person healings anymore, but healing sessions, but I do distance healing sessions occasionally still. Every single time, I can't say every single time, most oftentimes an animal would come through with a message. Sometimes angels, sometimes spirit masters, some other types of spirits will come through for the client, but a lot of times it is an animal that comes through with a message for the client. And I'll tell them, you know what, I don't know what this means to you, but this particular animal is here and said this or is doing that or whatever the case may be. And I give them the information and just let them go. And sometimes they have said right away, oh my God, it makes sense to me. And I had another client too later down the road, not later down the road, but when I did a session with her, I told her about this animal, and it actually was wearing some clothes, which is odd. And months later, she saw a picture of the exact same thing of what I described. And then that actually led her into a path of helping that particular animal, which actually opened up some other doors for her and other avenues and other opportunities. So it was very interesting. So when you see, if you work in a client setting, whatever that might be, and an animal comes through for that client, tell them. because they might need that information. It can happen quite often. It can happen. Yeah. Yeah. Carol, your Amber girl. Cindy, you lost your dog in November. Have been lost ever since. Oh, I'm sorry, Cindy. That's hard. That's hard. It's very difficult. I don't know if anybody ever really gets over those things. Very difficult. Very, very difficult. I believe our crossed over pets are spirit animals, spirit guides. They might still have the same form when they cross over. They might change into another form when they cross over. But they're still our spirit guides. They're with us. They're with us always. I believe those are our loved ones who crossed over are with us, and I believe our animals who've crossed over are with us. Not continually, per se. I think they come and go as we need them, or if we call upon them. So try that. Try meditation and call upon a crossed over pet or a loved one and see what you get. See what you get. See if you get an answer. See if you get a feeling. See if you get an indication they're there with you. And ask them for a sign or an indication that they're with you. A sign that you will understand that they are still with you. Colleen, a pair of deer you've been seeing lately. So look up deer in the Google, and I'm going to look up a couple of the things in here too. These cards are great cards to have. I know some of you might have them. Stephen Farmer has 2 decks of cards with spirit guides, spirit animals. And I love his work. It's really, really, really good. So let me see if he has deer in this, or wolf, or deer. Let me read you what it says about deer. I'll pull a couple of these ones out of his book here. And again, think about, what does a deer remind you of when you think about the actual animal? When I see deer, I see somebody who's very careful but aware of their surroundings, hesitant at times, very soft, beautiful heart. So think about that kind of thing when you look up, or when you're thinking about the message they're trying to convey. So the deer says, trust your instincts to guide you through this situation. It's a big forest out there, and I'm sure you feel a little lost sometimes. Let me tell you, however, the path is well marked, even if you can't always make out at any given moment. Come to your senses, literally, and stop thinking so much about it, or at least stop trying to figure out what to do or which way to go. Trust your instincts. So that's the deer message. Let's see here. Somebody else had something, wolf, or yeah, wolf. Let's see if a wolf is in this one. I saw a wolf not too long ago. A wolf seems to be one that is common for many. Yeah, wolf as a guardian. You are safe and protected at all times. Now think of a wolf's physical characteristics too. When you think about this, you are protected at all times. Trust that. The physical, emotional, and psychic barriers you have erected to protect yourself from this past hurts and wounds, from the past hurts and wounds, are simply no longer needed. You're moved beyond your need for that illusion of safety that these habitual defenses have provided. It is time to trust that the Spirit is always available to aid you in protection when you really need it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh my goodness. A golden retriever. Oh, beautiful, Carol. And now I think on Google you can probably look up specific dogs like that. I think in these things they're just like in general like a dog. But you might be able to look up specific. So Google golden retriever spirit animal to see if it's more specific to that type of dog. And again, think about the golden retriever's physical characteristics, you know. Colleen, 3 seahorses in a picture one day. Felt drawn to these sightings for some reason. Oh my gosh, seahorses. I don't think that's in here. Um, but let me look at this other 2 decks here too. And you know what? At the end, I'll pull a card from each deck just to give us a little bit of guidance today. And also another good deck for animals is Diana Cooper. She's an awesome author. I love her writing, her books. She is somebody I highly recommend to read her books, her spiritual books. So, seahorse. You might have to Google that too, yeah. She has some different ones in her little card thing here. Not the typical, so no seahorses. Yeah, so Google that and see what it comes up for you. Falcon is a good one. Yeah, I can see how that could be very powerful energy. And I don't know if there's a falcon in these either. Falcon, here we go. Act on the opportunity that is before you and commit to it without equivation. I can't say that word. Basically, act on the opportunity that's presented to you. Providence is on your side, and the opportunity that is presented to you is congruent with your soul's purpose. Even if you don't feel it fully prepared or have doubts in your ability to manage the complexities that are inherent in tackling this venture, dive in anyway. So, wow, Falcon is pretty strong saying go for it. Yeah. Oh, Nikki, you have the spirit cards. I love these cards. I love these cards. They're awesome cards. Yeah. Watch the movie Christmas in the Wild. It's about elephants. Very good. See more elephants. Okay, Carol, thank you. Mary, yours used to be a lamb, but as I've grown, it's changed into a lion. Oh, wow. The lamb and the lion scenario. So does that make sense to your life too? Does it fit with your life, changing from the lamb to the lion? The whole story about that. Let's see here, Maura. You've been getting the community and strong as the cards have come out. Wow. Cindy, an owl came to you last night. Owl. Let's see here. The owls are pretty common too. Let's see if there's an owl in this here. Owl. Yes. Pay attention to signs. To find the answer you're seeking, it is extremely important to pay attention to the signs, especially repetitive ones. There are clues you can see, hear, or feel around you. Sometimes they're subtle, sometimes they're very obvious. The messages may come through as a conversation you overhear, a newspaper headline, or just happen to glance at a friend calling on the phone, or any number of ways. The key is to be open to this and aware of this for guidance. So, wow. Pay attention to the signs. Nikki, you love elephants. They are loyal and strong, and they're also family-oriented. We were talking earlier, if you came in late, some of the ways to figure out your spirit animal are go into meditation and ask. Before you go into meditation, ask, what is my spirit animal? Please show me. Please help me to see you. Please send me a sign so I know what it is. Pay attention to your dreams. Sometimes animals that come through your dreams are your spirit animals. Sometimes if you see an animal just out of the blue, just an odd circumstance, that could be your spirit animal for the time being. Some come and go. Some are there for the long duration. If you see something very odd and it stands out with animals, that could be an indication. So pay attention. Pay attention to all the things that are happening around you with this regards to animals. So pay attention to what happens around you with animals. And again, look up the meaning. Look up, if you don't have these cards, you don't have to have these cards, these animal cards. Look up the meaning on Google and see if it resonates with you. Think about the personal or the actual physical characteristics of that specific animal. Does that resonate with you? and connect with it, and think about it, and ask it for help and guidance. They're there to give you help and guidance. So, hey, Hardy, yours is a hawk. Just lost your mom. I'm so sorry that you lost your mom. Peace be with you, my friend. I know that's difficult. Sometimes animals can present themselves as a message, as a messenger, as your passed over loved one. I know some cardinals, some butterflies do that. Some other types of birds do that. So consider that it might be a message too. If you see something and a loved one has just passed, that, and an animal comes to you very closely, very personally, that might be them sending you a message through that animal. Hawk is pay attention to focus, choose your priorities, and eliminate distractions. Look at all the choices before you and select one to which you are willing to give your passionate attention. Once you decide, the right action to take become immediately apparent, and life supports you and provides what you need. So it's beautiful. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Carol, you told them in that session you had no idea what to make of it, and she thought you were weird. That was 15 years ago. Yeah, I know somebody, not everybody gets this kind of thing, and not everybody resonates with it, and not everybody believes in it, and that's all right. That's them. This is us, I always feel in my sessions that I have to tell them if I understand it or not. It's for them to have and take with them. And maybe somewhere down the road, this person that you worked with thought about it a little more, and maybe it made sense to her. Whatever it was, you gave her that, and that's great. So I think that's great, yeah. Hey, Melissa, welcome. Hello, hello. Melissa, you see your dog that has passed away in your dreams a few times. Yes, that's wonderful. I believe he's there to tell you, you know what, I'm here. I'm here for you. I have not left you. I'm still here. So connect with it and ask it questions if you need to, and talk to it if you need to. I do with my passed over dogs. I talk to my passed over dogs when I feel the need. And sometimes I just want to know, are you here? Are you still here? And that's okay too. Colleen, your dog came through when you had a reading. I think that's awesome. Falcon, yes, we looked at the falcon there. I know I'm way behind on comments here. These cards are all available on Amazon. Yeah, all of these are available on Amazon. So Diana Cooper's awesome. Yeah, it's great. Falcon Spirit Guides. Oh my goodness. Wow, I'm way behind on comments. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am going to pull a card from each of these decks as just a generalized message for the day, and then I also want to know if any of you have any questions of my cards, mine and with Alyssa's beautiful artwork. Do you have any questions for those of you who've got the cards? We'll take a couple of questions there if you have any questions about them. If you would like to purchase them, you can message me to do so. But I want to see if let's see here. I want to see if they have a group message for us here first, and then if you have any questions about anything else, we can take a couple questions. And then because of time today, I'll have to wrap it up. Woo! Okay, so that's the first one. I'll show you. I'm going to pull one from each of these 3 animal decks. I love working with spirit animals, and I really urge you to, if you don't know what yours is, really try and work with it and find out what yours is, and start connecting with them, and really pay attention to your surroundings, because you never know when you're going to have a very interesting encounter with a particular animal. So pay attention to what... This card fell down, so we need that message today. Okay. So pay attention to it. They're there to help us. All of these on the other side are there to help us. And thankfully so, because if I didn't have my spirit guides, or if I wasn't aware of them, I tell you, it's made my life so much easier since I've been aware of my spirit guides and utilize their energies, so and their information. So I really urge you to do that. All right, these are the 3 cards that came up. We've got Dolphin. Dolphin takes time to play, but I also see a dolphin is very community oriented again. They work together, they play together. But dolphins are regarded as very, very, very healing creatures. So if you're in need of some very deep healing, connect to the dolphin energy. It's a very magical creature, a very whimsical creature. And bringing that energy into yourself can really do some deep inner healing. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Also, from Diana Cooper's deck, we got the Dove. Spread messages of peace and harmony. And they're a messenger. When you see a dove, they are a messenger. So pay attention to what's coming to you when you see them. And listen to their message, and they bring that beautiful universal energy with them, the divine light with them, the messages from the other side. What do you need to know? And they're a beautiful reminder to spread peace and love and light. I love that. This is interesting. This came from the Stephen Farmer. Oops, the Stephen Farmer deck. The gorilla, take time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. Think of a gorilla. You know what? I find them as very strong also, but they are also very family-oriented creatures. So our generalized message of the day is take time to listen, spread the peace and the harmony, and have some time for some playfulness too. Wow. I love that. Love, 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 love. Oh my goodness. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, thank you, Maura, for the artwork of the cards. The Art of Allowing cards. Alyssa Lee created these amazing, beautiful images to go with the affirmations that I wrote. And in harmony, we did this in harmony together to create something very powerful, in hopes that we created something very powerful for you to use. I hope that you feel it's very powerful. That was our intention. Anyway, so thank you for your comment on the artwork. So I hope your cards arrive. Yes, Carol, can't wait. Probably get the cards today. Yes, yesterday was a mail holiday, so a lot of things are delayed. Yeah. Wow. Hello, 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 everybody. Let's see here. Carol, you have hundreds of doves on your property and feed them every day. Oh, it's beautiful. Maybe why the falcon is hanging around. Oh my goodness. All right. So thank you all so much for joining me today. Connect with your spirit animal. Ask it questions. Learn from it. See what it has to say. Pay attention to your surroundings and what's happening around you. Pay attention. Be aware. Always be aware. You have signs and indications all the time from the other side to help us in everything and anything and everything that we might need in our path. Things that we are going through, that we are struggling, things that we need to pay attention to switch directions or learn from, things that we need to pay attention to be protected, things that there's so much there. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention to what's around you all the time. And the animals are a big part of that, and they can really help you with your path and help you, guide you, and lead you to where you need to get to. So. Oh, Mary, thank you so much. Cards are amazing. Read mine while making coffee. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you connect with the cards that we created. It's just it was an amazing process. I'm still coming off that high. That was just like they're actually here. It's still kind of like hard to believe that we created cards. It's crazy. Yeah. Crazy awesome. I love animals too. I am grateful that I have a family of animal lovers. I came from generations of animal lovers, and the following generation is an animal lover. So I am so grateful that I have been one of those that always have loved animals and cared for them. And I pray for animals every day. I do. I pray for animals every day and their safety and their well-being. So I love animals. Oh, Maura, thank you. Oh, Michelle, thank you. I'm so grateful that you connect to the cards we created. I'm so grateful. Oh my goodness. We'll be talking more about these cards in the coming weeks, months, as you really dive into using them, and we'll start really talking about the things that you experience with using those. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Please share this with others who might be able to use this information today. We will be back on Thursday for Crystal Sale Thursday. Hope to see you then. And have a beautiful, wonderful week. Be safe, be careful, and pay attention to your spirit animals. All right. See you next time. Thanks. Namaste. Have a great day.